Let's just start with how things will open. First rates anytime now. It's kind of flattish. The indication that is 30 points on the Nifty now, and about 58,980 on the Nifty Bank. We are starting the day higher, at least in the large cap frontline indices. Mid cap index is unchanged. The small cap index is red, but largely unchanged there as well. So it's about 2:1 out of the gates in terms of advances to decline ratio, but that will settle. Yesterday as well, it was about 2:1. But I mean, just the nature of names which were on the advancing side with that 2:1 advance decline didn't provide too much confidence. 25,770 is where the Nifty is opening up at 2% lower, it's not 3.5%. So some buying coming through on Interglobes, 4,700 plus. We got first look at the Nifty heat map. You got Tata Steel, Infosys, Wipro on one end. Indigo, of course, right at the other end of the spectrum. Power Grid, Titan are some of the other names. Split right in the middle. And I think it's telling that the Nifty is about a 1 point change. So absolutely flat. Rima.
Indeed, teetering between the red and the green line. So flat opening, not quite the 7,500 point gap up that the GIFT Nifty was suggesting. In fact, Asia is also weakened. If you pull up the benchmark Asian indices, they're all in the red now. Well, let's get to the big winners then. Sectorally, strength is seen in IT, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, all up between 0.5 to 1%. The rate cut by the Fed helps. And plus, TCS has gone ahead and made a large acquisition for 700 crore rupees, $700 million, pardon me, and that is helping boost sentiment there. Tata Steel is your top gainer. Nigel was telling us the news there. So Tata Steel is up nearly about 1%. Both Eternal and I think Swiggy are coming in for buying today. Swiggy, of course, is up over 1%, but Eternal too, which was under pressure yesterday, has rebounded a bit. So green for Eternal. Eicher Motors is higher in trade, Max Healthcare. A couple of these pharma names like Cipla, Dr. Reddy's are getting bid up. On the way down, Power Grid, Bharti Airtel, subdued, Titan under pressure, HDFC Live, weak in trade. A couple of banking names like Kotak Mahindra Bank in the red, and Interglobe Aviation is now below 47.50. And so the cut continues on Interglobe Aviation. But all in all, absolutely flat now for the Nifty and the Sensex. So the downward pressure continues.
Well, that's right, Rima. Struggling to find a few winners, but I found one. DCM Shriram, they have signed an MOU with Bayer Crop Science for collab in agri inputs and digital advisory. So explains why that stock is holding with a gain of close to around 3.5%. Smart's uptake is what we get. I'm sure that we'll try to get the management later on to understand further with regard to this. What else is doing well? Lloyd Metal, I think the start was in the green, but however, yesterday getting into the announcement itself, the stock was up, I think, 3.5%. So we should get that one up for you. Actually, in fact, it's come in for some mild profit taking on that particular county. Uptown, that's a stock I think that's getting smacked. There was a preference issue, I think that's been pushed back. They've withdrawn the proposed preference issue of around 1.5 crore shares. So that explains why that stock, in fact, is down close to around 5% or thereabouts. Besides that, I think the markets are trading with a bit of a negative bias. The headline index is flattish. The broader market's under pressure. Equus Limited, the one that listed yesterday, that's holding with a gain of around 3.5%. Hindustan Zinc in line with what we're seeing on silver prices. A melt up is what we're seeing. In the last 45 years, numerous times, silver went to $50 and then U-turned. This time, it's moved to around $62. So that's why the street likes it. And that's the only way you can play silver. And Vedanta is the one that holds stake in Hindustan Zinc. So that as well is trading in the green. Otherwise, a flattish start with a negative bias on the broader markets.
All right. Well, I think, first rates are settling down. Interglobe was showing a 3.5% cut, is down 1%. Under 1% now. So just a 40 rupee cut now on Interglobe.